Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. It's Survivor Day. It's Amazing Race Day. We made it through that stupid episode of Big Brother last night. Like, what on earth? It's a day. It sure is a day. I went to a doctor's appointment this morning and ran some errands. I was going to go see Killers of the Flower Moon this morning. Did you know that movie is 3.5 hours long? Someone needs to tell this man no. I think it's Scorsese, but still, movies don't need to be that long. They just don't. They just don't. So I don't know when I'm going to see that because that's a long ass time. The only way I was able to go see Oppenheimer was because I was homesick from work. And that was long enough as it is. That was almost 3 hours. They gave the house guests Halloween costumes, since this is the first Big Brother since BB Over the Top where they reached Halloween. Yeah, okay. That veto competition is the first time that official Big Brother has lasted this long. Well, also because it started so late, right? Like, they start in August and they normally start in like June or something. Like normally they run over the summer. Is that right? Not into November. I feel like there's not usually any overlap with Survivor and certainly not, 6 weeks worth. Another irony of Scorsese, or however the hell you spell it, not liking Marvel. It's normally the biggest party of the summer. And now here we are in November, where it snowed in upper Pennsylvania. It snowed in Chicago, too. Late June or early July is the normal start. Okay. So they finish in September, I feel like, right around the time that Survivor starts, right? Is the finale next week? Do we still have 2 weeks? Can I do math? We get down to 4 tomorrow. So then we'll be down to 3 next week and then a finale the following week. Oh my God. There are some occasions when the finale and the Survivor premiere are the same day. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, this time I put my coffee in a mug that would make my hands warm because my hands are so cold. I know you can do math, but dates can be annoying. I'm better at time math than Bowie Jane. I could be HOH. I would have beaten her in both of those. Who's going home tomorrow? I'm going to be so upset if I sat through this much Big Brother for Cirie to go home tomorrow. I know the house is aware she's the bigger threat, but she's the bigger threat because she has the better social game. So I wonder if her social game can help her. I don't know. It's next week. They're doing the Final Four HOH this Thursday with the HOH Knobs and Veto Comp Friday. A live eviction and veto on Sunday. Oh. Cirie is done. Yeah. I mean, you have far more knowledge than I do because you pay attention to the feeds and I don't. But I hate that. I hate that. Matt being responsible for Cirie going home is like unforgivable. Fallen Angel again. I mean, classic. It's like her classic positioning. Right in this spot, but it's so upsetting. I wish Matt had the guts to play the game. And I don't know what Bowie Jane thinks her winning strategy is. That frickin' candy game where like without Sari being like, put all your candy in my basket, Felicia was all over the place. But I still was like, the math of two people putting all their candy in each other's buckets while three people are taking all their candy, and those three people putting candy in two people's buckets while two people are taking their candy. I was like, the math ain't mathin'. This ain't going to work out for you, ladies, as much as I wish it would. Matt, Jag, and FBJ are being awful. Their current plan is to tell Felicia she's going home to stop her from studying for the upcoming HOH. Oh, fuck that. Also, they are isolating the moms and saying they're the good people and the mamas are the bad people. Oh, no. I think I saw something on, maybe it was on Twitter, about how, like, oh, no, I popped into the RHAP stream last night because I saw they were live on Twitch, as people were talking about it and saying that Jag is in for a rude awakening when he gets out of the house because people on the internet do not like how he's playing the game. Wait, so Sunday we'll have. Hang on. Sunday we'll have a live eviction. Oh, wait, a veto meeting and a live eviction on Sunday. And then Tuesday, final HOH. Remind me how the end game works. I know it's a little funky because all three people get to compete for the final HOH, right? And then that person essentially decides who they're sitting next to in the final two, the way that Survivor used to work. The ironic thing is FBJ is the one suggesting all these intimidation tactics, yet if the roles were reversed, she would be crying about bullying. Yeah, for sure. I'm so frustrated by her. I wanted her to be so much better than she is at this game. I don't have a lot of sense of who she is as a person, given that she's barely on the show, even now, but like, I don't know. So at Final 3, the HOH is split into three parts. Oh, right. All three play the first part, and then the losers play part 2, and the winners of those two parts face off in part 3 to determine the final HOH. Yeah. Okay. I remember there being phases in the one Final 3 HOH that I watched. But then that person decides, right? Basic, because they're the only vote. They decide who they're taking to the final 2, and that's all there is to it. Because obviously there's no veto because there's nothing to veto. Then they evict them. Yeah, okay. I'm right. Okay, got it. Watch Jag win final HOH and send Matt home and sit next to Bowie Jane. I hate this show. You would think he wins. He's currently planning that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Matt is an idiot. This was the moment. This was the time. He had one chance when Jag couldn't compete for HOH in the last 800 weeks since Cameron was out of the house. And he could have put Jag up, and he would have had the whole house behind voting Jag out. Well, maybe not Bowie Jane, but whatever. Oh, so it's only 2 votes, right? It's just Matt and Bowie Jane who are voting. I was just thinking about the math in my head. Yeah. And tiebreakers go to the HOH, right? Matt knows he can't beat Jag. In fact, Jack has stopped studying with Matt. I think he takes Matt out at Final Four if he wins the final veto. So Suri is done. So this is so frustrating. Matt, this is all your fault. Matt Fields disowned from the family. Yeah, I mean, if Jag goes to the final three with Bowie, Jane, and Felicia, he's in great shape. But don't worry, he has Riley. Oh, yeah, his girlfriend. The fact that she met up with his mom is wild. But also the fact that they hung out for what, like 3 days? And now he's convinced he has a girlfriend because she wrote him a letter while he's on TV? Whatever. We know he's dumb. That's already well established. Can't production create some Deus Ex Machina for Suri to survive? The Deus Ex Machina is always what gets her kicked out of the game. She's imbued with light, which is impenetrable. But I mean, think about it, Rudy, because the thing that got her, the reason she didn't win Micronesia was because they suddenly did a final two after doing final threes. And the reason she didn't win Game Changers, or the reason she got voted out of Game Changers, was not by a single vote, but a bunch of fucking advantages. The only time that it's really truly been a normal situation where she went home was Heroes versus Villains. And that was because the Hero Tribe was a disaster. Hi, Aldo. Hello, hello. Heroes Villains was still an idle play. Yeah. I forgot that. I didn't even... It makes me so sad she went home so early in that season. I just always want more Suri on my TV. What is this unidentified ghost? Literally, what is this? Pokemon situation. That's not a Pokemon. What the fuck is that? Tom played an idol and then JT flipped. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I did the math one time, and I think she's had like 5 votes against her total in her 4 times on Survivor. I feel like catching this ghost is going to be catching a virus. It doesn't look like a thing you actually want, but it's so weird. I got to find out. I haven't watched Heroes Villains in a long time. It's such a great season, but I just don't want Russell Hantz on my TV ever. But I do say I'm against you, Russell, to myself all the time. Anyway, so that's Big Brother. A lot of nonsense. I love Heroes versus Villains for JT's flop. Oh, we caught the unidentified ghost. In Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, you need a scope to see the ghost Pokemon, and this is what you would have seen. Oh. See, I never played them way back then. I didn't have a thing on which to play Pokemon in those days. I rewatched it lately. Unreal how long they stayed together without swaps. Well, they did the whole pre-merge without swaps, right? And they merged late. Like I feel like there were people on the jury before they merged. Because especially back then, it was big. Like, well, it has to be pure heroes versus villains, and if you mix them up, like if you do swap tribes with a mix of both groups, then how do you know which one's truly better? I unapologetically love JT, though his Game Changers appearance was suspect, and I don't mind the gameplay of JT in Heroes vs. Villains. He was going crazy playing with house money. Courtney was pre-merged jury. Yeah. God, what a bunch of people, though. That's really all I can say about it. Yeah. What do we think is going to happen on Survivor tonight? The preview showed they don't have buffs, so they are not merged. So I assume this is essentially what we call another tribe swap, without calling it that. Earn the merge and sacrifice Sifu. It's like the Survivor version of keep calm and carry on. Earn the merge and sacrifice Sifu. J. Maya goes home. She's got a target as soon as she accepted the amulet. Interesting. Maybe. But do you think Austin bothers to target a member of Reba that early? Now that they're not specifically on the same tribe and he doesn't have other options to target? Why would he target J. Maya before targeting Kelly? And Kelly's on all my draft teams. I don't want Kelly targeted, but I would ask why. Yeah, so does Austin, but Austin has the most social capital of the three of them. I think Austin's in a great position. Famous last words. Kelly's with an IE in this Kelly. And don't forget, Austin has an idol that is now good, I think, for at least the next... I can't remember the rules. If you sacrificed your vote once... Oh, then it was good until when? Until everybody was on the same beach, so now? Wait, did he sacrifice his vote? Well, he didn't fundamentally sacrifice his vote, but did he sacrifice his vote to make his idol extend until everybody's on the same beach, only to end up on the same beach the next day, so it would have been totally pointless to sacrifice his vote in the first place? Yeah, he did, but he used the goodwill advantage. No, I know. But do we remember the rules of the idol? Because I don't. I know if he sacrifices his vote again, he can play it up until there's 5 people left in the game, but I don't remember what the middle one. Okay, yes. So this is what that's really funny. Idol is done at Mergatory. So literally, I guess you would have to sacrifice it twice to get it to be a full idol anyway, so it's not a total waste. But imagine if his plan was only to sacrifice his vote once, and then he hits the merge, and then that's it. And then his idol's done. And you sacrificed your vote for nothing. I expect he's in a good enough spot, especially when the numbers are big. Because I'm trying to remember, will everybody vote tonight, or will only the vote? Will half the group be safe, but everybody votes? Or will only the group that's not safe go to tribal and vote? I can't remember what happens. And it could be different this time, but I feel like they're doing the same thing. The first one. Half the group will be safe, but everybody will go. Yeah, so this is the best. When the numbers are this big is the best time to sacrifice your vote because it has the least power. So he can easily sacrifice his vote so that he has an idol that's good until the final 5. I think that's a huge, like, the risk reward on that is not difficult to balance out. So I think Austin doesn't vote tonight. He gets an idol that's good till the end of the game. But he's in great shape. He's got Emily. He's got Drew. He's got Dee and Julie. And that's already like half the people. If Emily pulls over Caleb, I want Drew on the losing half, and then he uses safety without power to kill that advantage. I think Emily could work Caleb back in. Yeah, no, I think so too. I think they definitely come back together and they keep it on the down low. But if they can pull people from both of the groups they've been working with, they're in really good shape to go a long way. The only thing is how big of a target is there going to be on Caleb in general for being so clearly good in challenges and being perceived as having a good social game, even if because everybody has that perception, they're all like, I don't buy it. Like, if Caleb is vulnerable tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. But he is Canadian. He is Canadian. I can't remember what the episode title is, but it says the episode title is something like "I'm not a worm, I'm a Canadian" or something. I already gave him the point for saying the title in the draft spreadsheet. I'm not Batman, I'm the Canadian. That's the episode title. Uh, yeah. I won't be able to watch the episode live tonight because I will be at my show. Um, so I'll have to sneak it in tomorrow morning before I go take care of Arden for 6 hours because he is an early dismissal from school. Um, but I'm looking forward to it in the morning. I've really enjoyed getting to watch live and like chat with people as the episodes are happening. I've been working for the last 3 seasons during the episodes, and so I haven't gotten to watch them with people. And like watching from home by myself, but being active on Twitter is like the exact amount of social interaction I want. I've done a few of the live watch parties in New York, and those are fun too, but they're a lot for me. Um, and I don't like spending $9 or $10 on a beer, so there's also that. Um, yeah. So who's going home tonight? That's the question. Josh thinks it's J Maya. How much of watching the episode do you what? How much of watching the episode do you get to watch? Wait, try again. I don't know what you're saying. At the watch party. Oh, the whole thing. It's a very legit, like, the episode's on Shut Up group of people. And we usually have a floor of the place. It's I think technically a 3-story bar restaurant. That sounds really big, but that's very common in New York because you build things up rather than out. So it's like 3 narrow floors. And there's a couple of TVs and we usually, so we have like a space to ourselves and we shut up when the episode is on. It's very fun. You still think we're sacrificing Sifu? No one wants him. You might be right. I have to put in my, you reminded me, I have to put in my votes in my Make Your Picks drafts for who I think is going home. And I think I'm going to say Sifu. I screwed up last week because I guessed all of my guesses for who was going to go home were people on Reba, and then Reba didn't go to Tribal. Who will be voted out? So who's in a good spot? I'm looking at the list of people. I can't tell what order this is in because it's not alphabetical. But this is just the list that's on right here. Emily, I think, is in a great spot. Kendra, questionable. Kelly, decent, maybe. I don't know. Those amulets are cursed. That's the biggest thing. Is that I don't feel great for anybody who's got an amulet, but Austin has so many other things going on that I think he's okay. I think if the original Bella women get back together, they're in good shape. It's such a crapshoot depending on who's vulnerable, too. Kimura. Do you mean Katura? Because that's not even the wrong spelling of the right name, Michael. Katurah. You have a swimmer named Kimura. I don't think anybody's coming for Julie for a hot minute. Katura is such a crapshoot. Is this where Bruce goes home? Maybe. Maybe Bruce, I get to vote for 2 people, and Bruce is going to be my second guess. And then watch them both be in the group that's safe, and who knows what happens. Oh, well. These pools are with a bunch of people I don't know, so I don't actually care that much. Like 2 weeks ago, I forgot to vote for who I thought was going to be voted out. Sifu, Bruce, Katura. That's your top three. I refuse to believe Katura is going home. Not my winner pick. Couldn't be. Not allowed. It should be an exciting episode, though. Crazy stuff's going to happen. I can't wait. I do J Maya, Sifu, and then Bruce. So if you think it's J Maya, where do the numbers come from for J Maya? Because yes, Austin and Kelly would want her out, but if they work together to do that, then they're essentially saying, yeah, let's target her, but then obviously we're going to target each other. Versus, I don't know that you can even pull all the Reba people together to get out J Maya, and that's not enough. You'd get 4. I don't know if you'd get Sifu. Well, I guess Sifu thinks J Maya wrote his name down. God, I can't get over that still. But I don't think J Maya is seen as enough of a threat for the numbers to get rallied to get her out. That's what typically, I feel like the person who goes here is somebody who is seen as a challenge threat. I think it would have to be the perfect combination of people in the earn the merge. But if everybody's voting, that doesn't even matter. I mean, it does in the sense of like everybody else could be people who have the numbers in their favor, but I just don't see it. I don't see that it's possible that in a group of 6 or 7 vulnerable people that there's nobody who's seen as a bigger threat than J Maya. For me, I think old Bella unites to take out an old Reba, then the tides shift back to old Reba. I'm misremembering that only the 6 vote. Josh said it was everybody. I don't remember. I feel like it's everybody, but I don't remember. If only the vulnerable people vote, that would make it more like a one world tribe swap rather than a full on merge. I thought it was just the 6, which is the biggest reason why it is essentially another swap. I think you might see now. I think you might be right. I don't know. I can't remember. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna put the